Good evening and welcome everyone. Yeah, the flailing toddler of programming is back. And back from the dead even, because I didn't die. I just figuratively had a very bad time the past days, and well, it's now clearing up, so time to go back on the grind. While the world around us is burning and is a fucking hellscape. Hooray! To work on something that may or may not become something in the future or not. Hope everyone is doing okay. So basically, we have a few things to do today. As you see, we are back in our Godot thing, and we need to fix up the server. Turns out, last time we wanted to make it interactive, and we were kind of on the right path. Just I saw some tutorials and realized I have the right idea. I could have probably also gotten to the secondary concept for it. I just was missing a lot of, well, syntax, like the programming language syntax. I just was missing it. So basically, interactive area, correct. Having a collision shape 2D attached to it, also correct. We do not need this. We will be deleting this. Because, yes, in the very end, we're gonna do this over classes again. Because turns out, that's legitimately the smartest way to do it, which just makes sense. You basically program one class of things are in this area. You press the interact button, it works, and you make it modular, which isn't like my solution now. But as I said, there are a few things I could probably understood, but yeah. So let's actually start. And we're getting another area 2D. Yes. And that's the interaction area. So, very simple, very pragmatic, I would say.
Scenes collision.
Oh, I didn't want to do this. Okay, collision. Nothing actually. Mask, player. Yes. And that should be on 2, I would say, because I think the character is on. Oh, he's on 1. He's on 1, so I should probably keep it on 1, just to be safe here. Okay, so apparently, well, you attach a script, duh, and then we may make it a class, obviously. Okay, that makes the most sense. Can I do it like this? Yeah. Okay, okay. And then apparently it's variable interact callable, which is like, it's one of those things I don't know. Func, and then just pass. Yeah, apparently that's it. Like, it's like, there's some stuff I just didn't know, like callable. Okay, so that those can basically activate other functions. That makes sense. That would definitely be the sensible thing to do now. Save scene as we do want interaction area between C and mm, okay. So obviously, we have that now, which is good. So apparently now you just have a node to D, and that's another interesting thing because like sometimes you look for something and it's oversolved, but then it's oversolved in a way where like, yeah, if I wouldn't do it like that, it would make problems. Like especially especially since I want to make stuff, with like levels down the line. It's definitely smarter to start out with, okay, how do I make this better modular? And one of the things they say what you should do, and I've seen this done in a multiple ways. I think making it as a class again is probably smarter again. Is an interaction manager. So basically just a script that is there to basically check, hey, with if you have like multiple things overlapping, which one is interactable now? And or also maybe show, hey, you can interact with this thing now, which is, I mean, it's one of those small things, but actually it's pretty useful to have. Huh. also working with a label. You know what? Then let's make this a bit more fancy, shall we? Da, 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 da. Hmm. Okay, what? No, I don't want this one. Actually, I think this one looks pretty good. And this one. I mean, when we have a if we're doing something with pew pew and shooty, let's use also some fonts that are a little bit cool. And when you're like, that's a bit goofy. Well, grown up in the 2000s, most also with us the 90s. It's just my vibe. You know what? Then we can also make a new folder here for fonts. Just cleaning some stuff up, I would say. There we go. Now we have a font folder. That's perfect. And there we go. Okay. Okay, good. There we go. Okay, so let's go in here. So basically, you know, we want to show where you can interact. So Um, there we go. Um, let's make this a little bit nicer. Um, Probably there is the best. Then we have hmm, yeah, fonts. And I want one. So let's just look which one of these looks good in there. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, this one's a bit okay, that's probably better for something else, but well, that looks fine. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that also makes sense. That we should probably put it in a Z index higher, so it's above stuff. That actually makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Okay. Project settings. So wait, auto load. What does that do? Let me just Google that. I want to learn that. What does auto load do? Okay. Ah. Okay. Oh boy, that's something I really need to keep. Huh. Okay, so basically, autoload basically means you can put certain nodes that you build in autoload, and that would mean during that project, no matter which scene you are, they are loaded. Because apparently, Godot doesn't really have like global variables from from the get go. This is basically that you can say, okay, I could basically make a node to the scene with just variables, for example, for player health and what types of weapons they have, etc. And could put that into autoload. Then every single scene that is loaded can actually basically has this script activated. So this, yeah, and I'm currently learning that while trying to make interactions, but also I get why the interaction manager is supposed to be an autoload thing, because yeah, you're kind of slapping the interaction areas onto things, and then you just have constantly that one node loaded every single scene, where the game is like, yeah, this is how it's sorted, this is how you interact with stuff, which makes sense, learning things by the minute in this. Well, obviously, I want the interaction manager. There we go. That's it. Okay, so first off, so apparently, um, I guess we make a player group. There we go. Notes and group character. Perfect. Because now we need that, actually. Mm-hmm. Okay, so... Oh. Okay, that much I understand roughly. Oh, it's getting weird. So this this makes sense. So we want to register that there is an area, and it's area dot interaction area. And that's actually, yeah, okay, that works. I'm actually noticing that. Huh. Oh yeah, it's a class name. Right, I made this a class name. I made it a class. Obviously it can. Yeah, it's a class now. You know, sometimes I'm just like, oh, yeah, duh, I can call this type of area because I defined it as a class. So this works. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what does this do? Okay. really get that right now. Moving on. Unregister area. So basically, turning on and off, obviously. And since this is always loaded, this is always running. Yeah, so that actually just kind of makes sense, right? So index as active is dot find area if index, I mean, I think that's not -1. Move at. Okay. iBot and iBot. Hmm. Hey, Tensor. Yeah, this basically is it. I genuinely only learned about that, but apparently singletons are not really a thing in Godot. It's just that, you work around with it with, autoload. But yeah, basically doing that right now because I looked up how you can actually, make interactions with objects. And turns out we were not wrong. I mean, I was not wrong. It just then I learned about the fact that basically, you basically make just a class that calls a function, which is pretty simple, and you can slap that onto everything you want to, work with, which makes sense. Then you just have this script running in the background. This is just constantly checking, like, hey, can this work or does it not work? Which makes actually a lot of sense. And I'm glad I've actually Googled that because I do think I would have probably gotten something running. But the moment I saw that and you're like, hey, just set this up modularly, even if there's a lot of stuff I just really don't know yet, it's already like, okay, yeah, this makes just so much more sense to use like that because, like, the fact I'm learning that, autoload is a thing, is like, oh yeah, this is how I will probably do the whole player health, player stats, especially between levels. That just makes much more sense to do it like that. It's like, oh yeah. Good, I'm learning this now. This is basically the thing I'm doing today, and then we will see. I'm just really trying to get it into my, like, there's stuff I understand, and then there's stuff where I'm just like, I kinda get what you want from me, Godot. It's like, it's that part when, you learn a new language and then, you start getting into the weird parts of it. Okay, what do we want now? We want another function. Function. Well, process delta, the classic one. If active areas dot size da 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 0. It's still so funny that you basically use double stuff to be like, no, this means and and can interact active areas dot sort custom when you start asking yourself how to organize code better, you will ever discover bright and sparkling world of programming patterns. I mean, I slowly get it, yeah. At some point you realize, wait, you basically offload one task into one script, and then you can auto-load it all the time. It's like, oh, it just runs all the time. That makes it so much easier, actually. Also, I found out that there are groups. So, yep, using those now, I guess. Then we want sort by distance to. Now it gets weird. Now it gets into the part where I'm like, ugh, I would scream. Sort by distance to play, because now it's like, hey, you're basically building a sort of algorithm, which is like, yeah, at this point I have no clue how that has like, that's just now figuring out while doing it. Okay. Okay. Apparently that's the sorting. Okay. Okay, so then we would have text equals base text plus active areas. Okay, that makes sense. Basically, you place the global position to, well, the area, the active area's global position. That I get. Y, so the y minus equal. Yeah, so basically it sets a bit above it. Makes sense. I probably need to tune that variable anyway. Label global position x equal label size. Hey, okay, now I'm getting a bit confused though again. Oops. And label dot show. Actually, yeah, that one is self-explanatory. And then we only need to do else label dot height. Yeah, fair point. If it's active, place label over it, name it correctly. You know, the constant plus whatever it's called. That makes sense. Okay. That makes actually a lot of sense. You know, this is one of those things I just can't really register. It's like, how? Like, yeah. Yeah, right. It's the half the size that you. Yeah. You take the X size, half it, and then it's you have the cent. Yes, that actually makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. You are right, Sensor. Okay. No, that's actually true. Honestly, I wish I paid a bit more attention to that, but No, it's not. That's not a big problem. It's just like I'm not jumping to vectors usually. Like in like, oh hey, this is how you do it. So you're right. The moment I was like, oh, this is how they mean it. It's That's the interesting thing. Um, it, uh, I have like a bit of it's a bad history with math, and this I know you're probably like, but this is math. Adjacent, basically, it uses some of the theory and some of the basically terminology of math to do something that is not really math. Which is fair, you don't want to just write shit out. I mean, I think there is one programming language where you have to write in memes or so, which is like, why would you do that? On the other hand, I don't know if that would be easier for me. I get that this is actually a pretty simple way to just tell a computer this is where you center the thing. The moment you tell me it's to make the label centered, it clicked. I was like, this is how you. Yes, fair. It's just the problem is every time the numbers, quote unquote, get harder, I remember the bullshit I had to go through. I still don't like that. It still makes me angry. My strength in school wasn't math, but no, I had to fucking finish the 1 year where the fucking conservative politicians were like, yes, everyone has to do advanced math in school. It will be useless, it will be worthless, and it will be at least the first course of math if you want to study that anyway at university. But fuck you. We're doing this to who the fuck knows. I would have rather taken another round in chemistry on top of that. And yes, chemistry also has math, but not the same. Honestly, hey Hyvernox, by the way, I get you. Vectors are not used for that. I would probably have less problems if it was if they actually showed more from in terms of vectors about that. But like vectors wasn't like literally the last years. I think to a degree, but not fully. Like you need to keep in mind the four big tests I had to take because this was my choosing was German, English, politics. I mean, also social studies, but like, social studies slash politics. But I like literally took the international politics part because, yeah, this is why I'm talking a lot about leftist shit. I was ripe for that crap, and I had to take math. I didn't I wasn't able to fucking do math. I got 2 points. Perfect scores in the other ones, though. I mean, almost perfect. Not in politics. Got told my saying that there's gonna be a radical Islamist group taking over the power vacuum that is currently happening in Iran and Syria. That during that time, they were like, that's bullshit. It could happen, but there's a way out there that you say this would just happen. A few months later, ISIS happened. I was right. Still pissed. Still pissed about that. I'll be doing well though. There was still 75% total. Yeah, but it's like literally if 1/4 just is like basically 2 years of just bad scores because. I mean, there was more to that, like I mean, I kind of fucked up a few things, but also, basically, it's very fun if you just have to slam yourself through one thing on a level that you will never use again in real life. Uh, you know, while being psychologically in the total dumpster. I I mean, seriously, that's like it really helps, you know, when everyone's like, you just have to sit down and just focus on the numbers, and then you just sit down and you focus, and your brain is just like, I want to die, and it's like, I really want to be focused right now. It's so helpful. Uh anyway, we're going do the very obvious, like, where do we do it? Input event. Interesting. Like, apparently you can just name it like that. Damn. Event is action pressed. No, no. Interact. And can. I should definitely keep in mind that two and signs is just and. Why did I write and like I feel so stupid that I look currently um yeah, and input is actually first. I don't even know. It's like I think I kind of wanted to have that, but nope, nope, nope. Bullshit. Not working. Anyway, is action interact and can interact. Yeah. If active area start size. There we go. Can interact equals false. Yay. And label hide. Okay, then we want a weight. So I probably single that out just to make it active areas. Oh, dot interact dot call can interact equals true. And so okay, so both work. Okay, good to know, but like I think I should probably start using and signs just to get that in my head. Okay, apparently that should make it so that it's basically waiting until it's done. So Okay, so apparently that's it for the interaction manager. Now we need to go back to here and on body entered. So I was actually completely correct on that. And but also on body exited. Yeah, I could have just done it like that. Interaction manager dot register area self. I get that. That's like, hey, I'm active. And then if the player goes out again, it's for the interaction manager, it's unregister area. No step. I mean, Tensor, that's one thing where I'm like I think I told you I saw that one Harvard course, and I think if I appreciate one thing about C, is that there is basically just one way to do one thing. Like, I'm basically learning GDScript now because that's that, but like, I think on a very perverse personal level, I feel like if I actually got into learning C and like programming everything in a very, very, very strict way, I would probably have less problems with that overall. But that's me, so I mean, hey, I'm probably not gonna know if I ever end up doing anything with this. Okay, so basically, save all seats. No, we can definitely delete you. Yes. Okay, instantiate child scene. We want the interaction area. And obviously we want the interaction area with a collision shape to D. That sounds great. That sounds very good. Okay, honestly, why not a capsule shape? Sounds good. I think that sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Ah, I forgot to add this. This actually makes sense. Export variable action name and that's a string. The is interact. Yeah, then let me just actually let's save all scenes. So now that we're here, perfect. Arm. This is arm now. Perfect. Hmm? Oh. Okay, script server. Basically add on ready variable interaction area. Interaction area is interaction area. Probably can rename that, but who cares? So so function ready. The action area dot interact is callable self server. That should make it do it. Has you know what? Maybe that was it. Actually, let's test it. So far, everything works. It works. Hello server, are you working? Press E to arm. It works! Yes! It even removes the label. Yes! It's trying now because I need to get the performance right, but I probably need to do some other stuff that you know, it can't interact a second time? I probably can't because the stuff gets despawned, except enemies apparently. Well, it's still there. This is going on a bit too long. Anyway, it's working. I didn't expect it to just work this well without. You know what? Let's just see if I can make some very because the moment it's done, press E to arm comes up. What happened here? Okay, that was weird. Wait, what? What just happened? The code started getting edited. Okay. I mean, obviously that crashes shit in real time, but... Yep, I need to maybe... Okay, I really need to iron out some things there. Okay, Stuff from before reloading the scene was still in the autoload that caused an issue, I guess. Ah, that could be... Okay, fuck, how do I do this then? Let me just run it again and see if this happens a second time or if this was just a weird one-off, okay? Because I can start it again and that's not good. That's something I need to check anyway. Also, I guess the interact area is still pretty big, but we'll figure that out. Just clear the array in the autoload when reloading the scene. How do I do that? That would probably be the smartest thing to do, yeah. Yeah, that's just like a few seconds we need to put up. How do I clear the array in the autoload when reloading the scene? That's now something I don't know how to do. Because now, if we start again... Okay, apparently not a problem. Okay, that is a weirdly large interaction area. Wait, how big is that thing? Yeah, okay, something is a bit off here. because sorry, the area, the collision shape for the area is for the server is not that big. So what is going on here? It's apparently it probably is here and can interact. So it sets can interact to false. Um, hmm. So, okay, Hypernox, it was really just, I guess, because I was able to write in the code while doing that. But, like, okay, now I'm. Oh, I think I know what this is. Because, okay, I actually made. Wait, I did. Wait a second. I added him to groups, player. Okay. Why is not here? Because I should have a group player. Okay. Um. Hmm. Okay, so I guess my biggest problem right now is that it just doesn't have this part. Meaning that if I press meaning if I press interact, it just interacts. Project settings. Shader global? No. It's gonna be a long time until I understand shaders. I tell you that. Shader seems to be like, how should I put it in the best way? Like, from what I understand, there's like, some people can code and then there are people who want to do shaders. Which is, yeah. Bah, 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 bah. Okay. Point is, I have no idea how to manage groups. Because I put the character in a group, but it's here. There's the server. But you can also just say that you're notes on group character. I only want that. Okay, I am. Hmm. But also, by the way, what I wanted to say is, as we like to say in German, it's bisschen bekloppt. It's their thing. It's just like, I look at it and like, why are you making a whole game in shaders? That's like overkill. But like, that's me, I just want to make a game. And then you just tell me, they're making the game in shaders. Okay. Flexing, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the problem is the variable player, which is why find it so weird, because like I made groups. Why is the player not in here? No, look, even when I start, okay, the thing is that for some reason, okay, no matter how close I am, the objective is available. If you can see it, like here, it says press E to arm everywhere where I am, and it works. So I do think the problem that we have is right now that it doesn't understand player. I mean, class name player should understand it, but that's weird now. So I am actually pretty sure that the problem is this right here. Or well, this whole thing, because a lot of stuff is working off of that. And I think it just gets something, but not the player. So, yeah, don't know. We still got a pretty good progress today. That's the thing, Tensor. I don't even think the breakpoint may help, because everything is working. The only part is, for some reason, it just always has interact active. So the script works. It just thinks I'm always inside of the area. So like, that's the thing. Because nothing is breaking right now. It's just working unintended. That's the worst kind of problem, It's like, okay. What now? Breakpoint inside register area function to catch when it's called. Register area. I mean, I could do that. Where do I do this again? Wait, I do it here. I think, you know what? Let's just do that. Technically, yes. But it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't register. Wait. I'm putting one on unregistered area because, oh, wait. So I need to do this and then I guess. Okay, let me just, yeah, you're right. It registers the area instantly. Okay. You're right. Tensor? Okay, Hyvernox. So it's getting something. I just don't know what. But as you can see, I start, it immediately breaks. Which is interesting, because this means, what is going on here? Stack trace. Where's the stack trace? Now what? In the server script, can you print the body entered? Okay. Oh, wait, stack trace here. We have breakpoints. Interaction manager at function register area. Interaction at function on body entered. So on body entered is here. Okay. Okay, I have no idea what this means. But apparently something enters the body. I gave it a collision shape. Oh my god. Oh. It's a fucking static. It's a static body 2D with a collision shape. Oh.
And that means?
That simply means it's on the same fucking layer
As?
It's on the same fucking layer as the collision shape, the area that is registering bodies entering.
It isn't body there, then?
Yes. You know, I need to. You know what? Let me just delete this one really fucking quick. Yes. Let me just check. Because if I remove this now and start again, look at that. I can press E as much as I want, nothing happens. And now when I reach it, there is no, now it pops up and now it works. Now I can also walk through this thing, which I should not, but that's a different thing we can worry about another day. You know, Tensa, it's like, we always are like, where's the code wrong? And the answer is, you dumb fuck put a relationship inside of the area. Hi, I'm the dumb fuck. Yeah, I can probably make this a bit more, because, yeah, let me just look at this. On body entered, you know, if I say, by the way, this is like a genuine question. If I say on body entered, you know, in brackets, player, and here we can set the body as an argument to the other objectives to play. Yeah, it just was like, since the player is a class on a group, can I just say player? Because then I can redo the collision shape and it should work, I guess. Because right now it just checks for body, you know, but if I just said player, would that work? Would that work? I just would that work? Because we have the class player. Don't forget. So I could call the area, or, you know, the body player class. So is this, would that work? Okay. Okay. Then I quickly redo that. It's just variable name. I mean, if body, yeah, that was, that's basically if body equals player, and then we just do this. I mean, maybe that is just everything I need. As player. Wait, does it need that? I think it needs that. Wait, is. Yeah. Brain is working weirdly. Anyway. Yeah, is player. I mean, let's just check if that is enough. Maybe that is enough. So, check. Interact works. Okay, good. Now let's go back to here and give it another collision shape 2D. And now you can have it back. I'm nice. And then we can just stretch it up and to the side. And to here. And to there. And then we see, does it work? Now. And sometimes you just really need to... I press E, nothing happens. shucks. It was really just an if statement that was missing. Wow. Hey, that's 1.5 hours of very fine programming again. I just need to iron out some other stuff. Also, I can't walk against it now again. Whee! Good thing I put the character into a class. And it's to see if it crashes again if we reload, and if it doesn't, the rest is... Yep. I mean, hey, if I learned one thing, then the foundation of all programming is if-else statements, and it's like, hey, can you make it complicated or can you just make it an if-else statement? And the answer is if else, do if-else. And it's working again. So basically now we have some good pathfinding. We still need to do some other stuff. The enemy hordes are not coming yet. But yeah. And we have an interactable server. Yep. It works. Okay, it only needed for us to make an interaction area class that is just really quickly checking if, you know, the body entering is actually the player. Kind of stupid that I didn't do that on beginning. And the rest is just working, I guess. Save all scenes. Damn. That was another day of good work. I think I should slowly start getting something done, like level borders and some stuff like that. Yeah. So, basically now we're gonna have a very small switch over. Because I got a little key the other day, and I actually kind of wanted to do that before, well, a while ago actually. The problem is just, if you follow me a bit, I was ill. So, as you probably read on Wednesday, so this is why there was no Outward. By the way, tomorrow, I think at 18 o'clock in, European time, there is the PC Gamer show from TGS. And we're probably gonna restream that because we learned there's gonna be an Outward 2 trailer. And if you know us, we like Outward. And I think it's gonna be a bit good if, you know, 2 Outward fans react to Outward. And possibly other PC-related things. But yeah, otherwise... Otherwise, yeah, there was a new boomer shooter. I got a key, and I actually kind of thought about maybe doing it yesterday or, on Thursday, but just a lot of things happened. Like, I had to, again, the illness, then I was still out on Friday because I had to actually buy food. Like, it really sucks when you get really ill and, can't actually do shit and you're ill, and then you're like, oh, our supply of nourishment is running out. That is unfortunate. So yeah. Basically, oh, catching up a bit on that. So yeah, thanks everyone who helped me go through this. Super happy with the progress, meaning I can actually do so much more stuff now. I kind of still want to do a capture objective, but we will see how that will turn out. I kind of like the fact that you right now mostly have something that's like, go there and blow it up. And I kind of think about maybe doing it so that, making a second enemy, another enemy spawner. Basically, there are enemies that you need to defend. And basically, if you arm the servers, the idea is that aside from the enemies that are in the level, then maybe, the steel balls start spawning and roll towards you. And there's maybe like one or two robots that spawn that just go into the area. And then they're like, if they're in this area for like 10 seconds or so, it's disarmed again. So you have to be a bit on your toes. That's kind of the idea what I want to go for later. That should be funny. Hey, so far everything works. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, then let's switch over and see you all in a second. Just reload the page. We will be right back.